We're going to reduce fractions first on this notes 10. So 3 divided by 6 is divisible by 3, both the numerator and the denominator. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. On problem 2, 6 divided by 3 is still going to be divisible by 3, so 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2. 12 and 8 are divisible by 4. That's your greatest common factor. So we're going to divide each of these by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And you could just leave it as 3 halves. Number 4, 0 divided by 4. So that would be where 4 is on the outside, 0 is on the inside. So 4 times what gives you 0? Well, that's 0. So your answer, if 0 is on top, it's going to be 0. On number 5, you have 5 divided by 0. So 0 is going to be on the outside, 5 would be on the inside. So 0 times what is going to give you 5? That is never, ever going to happen. So this is what we call undefined. So just remember that when 0 is under this line right here, it's going to be undefined. All right, let's take a look at what we're going to be starting with now is calculating the slope. The slope means rise over run. So what we're going to do is take the difference, or a triangle, the change in y over the change of x. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your y values right here. So if you have an ordered pair and there's more than one ordered pair, I just listed this first ordered pair, 3, 2, as x sub 1, y sub 1. The second order pair, 7, 8, I listed as x sub 2, y sub 2. If there was a third order pair, it would be x sub 3, y sub 3, and so forth. So what we're going to do, I show you both ways of either starting with the y sub 2, so starting with the second y and subtracting, so that's 8 minus 2, and then you start with the second x. So that would be 7 minus 3. So that would be the setup if you go from y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 8 minus 2 is 6, 7 minus 3 is 4, and that reduces to 3 over 2. Then, if we have this one right here, y1 minus y2, so now we're going to go from y1 to y2. So you would just have 2 minus 8. So right here, instead of 8 minus 2, it's 2 minus 8. And instead of 7 minus 3 right here, it's 3 minus 7. So 2 minus 8 is negative 6, 3 minus 7 is negative 4, and that still reduces to 3 over 2. So it makes no difference which way that you calculate that. So let's go ahead and practice some of these here. All right, so what I do is start with circle, circle. I circle the second number. And then I start with a formula, which is dash, line, dash, because it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Or basically, it's the change of your y's over the change of your x's. So I just put it like that. So that gives you the option of to use y1 minus y2 or y2 minus y1. I just usually start with y1, whatever the first number is that's circled. So this would be a 4 here, a 2 there. And then I have a 3 here and a 1 here. Now, just a little side note, the 4 and the 3, that represents this order pair of 3, 4. Just remember, this is your x and this is your y. So the numbers on top of each other would represent the order pair. So 4 minus 2 is 2, 3 minus 1 is 2, so 2 divided by 2 is 1. So that's the slope of the line. If we were to plot these points and draw the line, that would be the slope of the line. Number 2, circle, circle, dash, line, dash. So I have my 3, my negative 3, and then in the denominator, I'm going to have a negative 4 and a negative 1. So minus a negative becomes a positive. So 3 plus 3 is 6. Minus a negative becomes a positive, so that's negative 3. 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. All right, let's look at problem 3. Problem 3 looks a little bit different because it has parentheses. Don't let that scare you. F of 5, the function of 5 equals negative 6 just means the order pair of 5, negative 6. F of 5 equals 1 just means the order pair of 5, 1. So you'll do the circle, circle, dash, line, dash, negative 6 minus 1, 5 minus 5. -7 over 0. If 0 is under the line, it is undefined. All right, number 4. So we're going to circle our y values. Dash, line, dash. So we have -3 and another -3, and then the denominator, we have a 2 and a -5. So minus a negative becomes a positive, so we have 0 over minus a negative becomes a positive. Anytime 0 is in the numerator, it's going to be 0. All right, going on to the back page. We're just going to practice these. It says to try these. Let me erase a few of my marks from my hand. All right, so we're just going to do the same thing. Circle, circle, dash, line, dash. And you may even pause this and try this on your own, and then you can go back and look. But this would be a 4 and a -2. -2 and 1 minus a negative becomes a positive. 6 divided by, same signs, add and keep. 6 divided by -3 is -2. Here we have circle, circle, dash, line, dash. So we have a 2, a -1, a 0, and a 5. Minus a negative becomes a positive. 3 over -5, and we can just leave it as that. We don't have to convert it to a decimal. Number 7, circle, circle, dash, line, dash. So here's our 1, our -3, and our 4. So 1 minus 1 is 0, -3 minus 4 is -7. Again, 0 on the numerator is going to be 0. Number 8, circle, circle, dash, line, dash, 2, 6, denominator, 5, 5. Well, I can see already that 0 is going to be under the line, so therefore it's going to be undefined. All right, and then the last thing is just some more reviews with literal equations. All right, so let me go ahead and erase a few of these marks again from my hand. All right, so on a lot of these, I ask you to show your work. So the kind of work that I want you to see would be dividing both sides by t. So r equals d over t, because the inverse of multiplication is division. On number 10, again, this is multiplication. We're going to solve for w. So I can divide both sides by LH. Divide both sides by LH. So the L and H cancels out. So W is equal to V over LH. All right, let's take a look at problem 11. Now, we have some addition here. So what we're going to do if we're going to solve for y, we have to first move this ax over to the other side. So we're going to have by equals 20 minus ax. Now we're going to solve for y, and this is multiplication. So we just go through and divide everything by b. So y equals 20 minus ax all over b. All right, let's take a look at number 12, the last one. We're going to solve for y. So you're going to circle this 5x term and move it to the other side. So that's going to give us 5y equals 20 minus, because we're taking that 5x and moving it to the other side. It's positive on the left, so it's going to be negative on the right. And then we're going to go through and divide everything by 5. Now, unlike what I did over here, I just divided b one time on the right side. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to split this 5 up, and I'm going to divide it by both terms. So 20 divided by 5 gives me 4. Minus, and what happens here? These 5s cancel out. So I just have x. So that's my final answer. So when you kind of look ahead and see that the numerator has something divisible by the denominator, go ahead and divide it individually right here instead of just all underneath one, a big fraction.